Ready?
Yep.
Okay, xenotransplantation. Such a long and deviant word. A lot of people think it's something like mysterious and delirious, but it's actually not. Xenotransplantation means the transplanting of two organs, tissues, and cells between two species, specifically animal organs, into the human body. Xenotransplantation comes from two words. Xeno, the Greek word for stranger, and transplantation, implanting something to another thing. Today, I'll be talking about what caused xenotransplantation to come about, what researchers and doctors found out about xenotransplantation, and the different types of xenotransplants. So the question is now, what made xenotransplantation come about? According to the book, Xenotransplantation, Science, Ethics, and Public Policy, this unique procedure came about in order to balance out the high demand and the low supply of human organs. It first started in the late 1963s and early 1964s by a team from Tulane University led by Dr. Keith Reshma. At first he started with patients who had terminal diseases like any liver and all those. So what he did was that the first 6 patients they were all suffering from kidney failure. So what he did was that he grabbed all 6 patients, agreed to xenotransplantation, and put them into under observation. So what happened was that this team actually grabbed them all and implanted 6 chimpanzees' kidneys into these patients. The sad thing is that all of them died and only one survived 9 months. According to Xenotransplantation, Science, Ethics, and Public Policy, the same book, in the year 1994, about 37,609 organs were needed. That's including kidneys, liver, pancreas, heart, lung, and lungs. So how were we able to stop this procedure? So the thing was that we had to find a way how to bring this demand down. So what happened was that to drop the demand of organs, researchers and doctors noticed that had no choice but to perform this unique procedure that would lead to a bigger problem. Scientists and doctors discovered that xenotransplantation only prolonged the life of people, but it did not cure nor save the person's life. Instead, it just prolonged it. So in 1974, Dr. Starrs performed surgeries on 20 surgeries on 20 patients whom all died that same year again. So it was a failure. They found it was a failure. Either they died from graft rejection or from large doses of immunosuppressives. So what was the problem? More deaths. So according to www.spectro.com, the author quotes, "I still can foresee the instances in which the desire to recover from a deadly organ malfunction might overshadow the patients who are present of the situation. Many countries around the world decided to quit this, including the USA. So what happened was that they quit. So China, Sweden, and Hungary actually continued their process and continued to experiment on their people, which led to other kinds of experimentations, which was that they started experimenting only on, these doctors and researchers started experimenting on tissues such as bone marrow, pancreas islet cells, which produce insulin and blood transfusion, and also create animal-human hybrids that would support the human body in case of rejection. So according to Transplants from the Pigs to People by Gail Scott from the New York Times, published in October 2nd on 2001, animal cells are being used in a human clinical trial, but some researchers are injecting fetal pig cells into the brains of patients with Parkinson's disease. Not only did they did this, but also they actually, with the consent of the mother, they actually implanted a baboon's heart into this child who was suffering from hypoplastic left heart syndrome. The sad thing is that she only survived 20 days, and after those 20 days, she died. So countries like the US, they found this unethical. So they decided to stop this process. According to Janice Tang from the Columbia University in the City of New York Medical School, she quotes, "Chimpanzees are the human's closest genetic kin, sharing more than 99% of our genome, minimizing the chance of rejection. But they are endangered species. That leaves us with 2 choices, baboons and pigs. Baboons are closely related to humans, lessening their rejection rates and increasing the risk of transmitting human pathogens. And pigs are easily raised and have organs resembling to ours." Although scientists and all those researchers and doctors don't have the answers to xenotransplantation, one thing they have for sure that this procedure could be done on people, because there's a 0.01% that it might work. it might work. But according to Robert Sparrow from the article Xenotransplantation Constant International Justice, he quotes, the distribution of risks and benefits from xenotransplantation also means is more problematic than she acknowledged, meaning to Janice Tent, that she said it was like a genetic, baboons and chimpanzees are closely related. So these two come to kind of controversial. So xenotransplantation is not the solution right now, but many researchers and doctors believe that one day it will. The reasons that right now is that we don't have the technology to make it work. So today, you guys have learned about what caused xenotransplantations, what researchers and doctors concluded of this procedure, and the different types of xenotransplants there is today. The waiting list for a compatible organ is such a long wait, and many people die in the process before they get an organ. So a lot of people are either left with two choices: either wait for the organ to come and maybe die, or have a ray of hope and die 0.01% and save your life. So a lot of people in the end go with xenotransplantation.
Nice.